It's on!
That's always the first thing when he gets to California Adventure. He runs down the street to see if the little trolleys are operating in the Candy Mountain diorama. Still, he's not that little toddler anymore.
Is that what he was? I thought he was just excited that the show was on.
I was telling Doobie during that intro, seeing the wide range, the long history of Laughing Place, I feel old.
Well, we didn't go back through all of those. I'm pretty sure that went back to Disneyland's opening. We weren't.
No, but it's close. I think more of it than the other side.
Animal Kingdom. No, just after whatever came after Animal Kingdom.
We were there.
Yeah.
Somebody from LP was there. Very cool.
Anyway, hey everybody!
Hi.
Welcome to the August 17th edition of Disney Parks Talk Live, the show in which the four of us talk about the week in Disney and
I thought you were going to say we talk live.
the week in Disney Parks, rather. And because there's not a whole lot going on in Disney Parks, we may, have opinions on some fun stuff going in there. So today, your hosts are Doobie Mosley.
Oh, I'm Rebekah.
I'm Jeremiah. You're just pointing at the camera, Doobie. That doesn't help us.
I was pointing at Shelley. I'm sorry. I was pointing at the next person to introduce themselves.
And we have Shelley joining us today.
Hello, everyone.
Spanning the globe. Let's see. Just like to remind you to please like this stream. Click the little up arrow if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook. It's really helpful. Also, please subscribe to us on Laughing Place on YouTube,
Why
Facebook,
is it
Twitter.
So hard to do that correctly?
However you're watching us, because you're used to a mirror.
It's so bizarre.
It's over there. It's over there. No. Oh wait, that wasn't. That works. That time.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's get to it. So, nothing major going on, but let's start with. Unfortunately, Mike C., our Disneyland correspondent, is not here today. He's not able to join us, so we are going to cover that for him
because he's taking a much deserved vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't think he's lazy.
No. But you said it in a way. You said it kind of with your sad voice, and so it was like.
I'm sad because I miss him.
Yes, but
look how happy she is. He's not here.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. Go have some fun.
Hey, you look a little winded. You doing all right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I literally was on Batu a half hour ago, and I was on Rise of the Resistance. I waited. I got in at the 2:00 time and got a boarding time, and great. And then like where I was, I should have been on and off, and then I stopped right before the cell. And as they're about to load us in, they pull out the two parties in front of us. And then we ended up sitting there for another 10 minutes. And then they finally go, okay, so it's not going to come up, so you guys can leave now. And they gave us a great return time so I could go back on it later today.
Mm-hmm.
That closes in an hour.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you for foregoing yet another trip on Rise of the Resistance to come join our show.
I'm sorry that I was late.
You should blame Tony because he struck it with lightning.
I thought that was Star Trek.
I would say it wasn't that. It was Star Trek that was hit by lightning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong
Star Wars.
All right.
Okay, what's the real news?
So we're going to start with something that's going on at both parks, both coasts. And Shelley mentioned this in particular. I'm going to let her talk about that.
So cute. So they have designed new masks for the cast, and they're their unified design. And if you look really closely into the masks, they have like little Mickey.
Not that really close.
Well, not that close, but no, that's a little too close. A little too close. Too close. But they are so adorable. I love the fact that everybody's going to have the same mask. And I just love them. I think they're super cute.
And they're calling them by cast, forecast?
Yeah, by cast, forecast, yeah.
It's a neat team building. So I don't know. It's cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing them in person. That's all I got to say.
I hope they sell them to guests.
No, that would be weird. Like a name tag. You can't can't do that either. Yeah, no.
I have a name tag somewhere that they used to sell in both the parks on both coasts
It was red though.
It was red. Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Oh, Doobie, I'm getting
I'm sorry.
Doobie's still getting used to his programming.
apparently.
All right, so that's the math story. In other Disneyland news, this is only tangentially Disneyland, but the new JW Marriott is opening up in Anaheim August 19th. Normally, this is not something we've mentioned. This is not related to Disney, the company, in any way.
You put it on the screen.
Did I not? I put it on that screen. Is that not good enough?
Nope.
All right. But you know,
There it is.
in this time when pretty much nothing is opening, I am going to celebrate the opening of a hotel that is located more or less across the street from Disneyland. It's at Garden Walk. It's a high-end hotel, JW Marriott. The picture is beautiful.
That is
If you're in California, I would very much hope they were doing a media event just because I want to stay there. But
That's
since
cool.
I'm not, I don't care if Mike stays there. So,
Where is this, Doobie?
what was that?
Where is it?
They said it's a Garden Walk. I don't have an exact address for you. I'm sorry.
I'm guessing that's
Yeah,
1775.
I believe it's at 1775 some street. So
Real.
Here, Doobie's gonna. It's your tab up there.
thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a new luxury hotel that marks the first property of the brand in Orange County. It's located at Anaheim Garden Walk, just steps from the Disneyland Resort and Anaheim Convention Center. Whether you visit to work, learn, or play, be among the first guests to take part in the luxurious. You don't even know that part. 466 rooms. I could not tell you exactly where it's at. I'm sorry.
I can't picture where. Like, I know the construction's been going on over there, but I can't.
It's on Clementine, Jeremiah. It's on that. So it's part of that Garden Walk property because Clementine is the street that runs between Coachella and the one that the other hotel.
Hi, Shelley.
I almost had it.
Wow, this is just not my day.
Are you pushing all the wrong buttons? Clementine is the street that runs between Coachella and Disney Way. And so it's on that part when you leave the Toy Story parking lot.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Drive by it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Apparently this is the
Only
most
we had like a map, like that could
I
just.
was hoping Doobie would be. I was hoping Doobie would be pulling up a map, but he just left me hanging.
It's hard. The camera takes resources, but it makes it very slow to do anything else. No one cares. All right. In other news, at Shanghai Disneyland, they actually made a major announcement today, or yesterday, or tomorrow. The date line really confuses me. They may not have even made the announcement yet, but they are increasing their capacity from 30% to 50%, which is like a lot more. So
it is.
It is.
It's a great
20% more.
Well, actually, it's not. It's 20 percentage points more, which is not the same as 20%.
No,
actually,
points, yes.
6% more. But sorry, that was so unnecessary. Okay. Anyway, that is the big news out of China, Shanghai. No new news on when Disneyland's going to be opening. Right? No one's heard anything.
But as part of that makes a change to Shanghai annual pass holder and general admission tickets, right?
There's a new reservation system or a bump in the reservation. I saw something about that.
It says beginning August 24th, Shanghai annual pass holders will no longer be required to obtain a visitation spot or choose the arrival time of their visit in advance. The new procedures for annual pass holders to visit the park are as follows. And then you'll be able to visit under eligible dates up to, and then they have all the various bullet points of exactly how you go about it. You will make a reservation by submitting your visitation date, but it's a little bit of a different procedure. Laughingplace.com has all the details on that.
All the deets is what the kids say now.
Yep.
So, by the way, we're live. If you're watching us, you don't realize that. So if you have any questions for us or comments or no criticism. Questions or comments, put them in the comments. We'd be happy to answer. If we know, if we don't, we'll be happy to make up something fun. So
what is that? They want more Jim Hill on our stream? Okay.
That was fun. We had a fun time with Jim. We're going to talk about that later,
yes,
too.
we'll get to the Muppets. Jeremiah. Quite a few little things going on in the world of Disney World. Why don't you start with equity?
Do I get a point share or do I get late last week, Disney World and the Actors Equity Union, that, as I've learned, the Actors Equity Union takes care of two things: Broadway and Walt Disney World. So that is the biggest thing of the East Coast. They came to a compromise, I should say, to allow the equity actors to return to some of the shows here at Walt Disney World. I know that we don't have a list of everything that's returning or when it's returning, but I've heard we will be getting the Voice of Liberty back that we saw. I believe the Dapper Dans, Festival Lion King, some of the major things in the parks will be returning to help accommodate the guests.
What about the most important one, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor?
I think the monsters are returning. They get to wear masks over their masks, I think. Although, I would love it if they did have masks. Like, you walk in there and they put masks on the monsters. I would see that 5 times a day.
Worldwide.
You're in Monstropolis.
It's a worldwide pandemic.
In that's no Monstropolis.
Batu, I have to wear a mask on Batu still. That's a whole different.
You have to wear one in Hogwarts. You have to wear one.
Fine.
In
Pandora.
Pandora.
Fine.
Not Navi. Where's Navi?
No, that's the people.
But we don't know when they will return. One of the big things that did come out of it, and I think it became more of a focus of a Disney cast member, but this is actually for everybody in the general Walt Disney World area. There is now a testing center that is part of the main gate complex, and that's available to anybody in Florida if you want to drive that far. You just make a reservation online and you can go there, and it is a self-test, so you have to stick the swab up your nostril, move it around for 3 seconds, and then put it in the other nostril and move it around for 3 seconds. And make sure that your eyes are watering so it's like touching your brain.
Well, I wonder if it is similar to the...
Thank you, Jeremiah.
I wonder if it's similar to the testing that they've been using inside of the bubble that's slightly different from the testing that you get when you do go to one of the kind of drive-up normal ones where it is the touch your brain test.
I think inside the bubble is more of the fast test. This one is, I believe, 3 to 5 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know that they had tested one that was saliva as well as the the blood that was
swab.
the immediate.
Yeah. The saliva one I haven't seen roll out as broadly yet.
It just got that was just testing. It just got full approval as we switch over from Disney Park Live Talk to serious stuff. So
let's
switch back.
Jeremiah, you got to see something. I'm so excited. Here.
So yeah, I think Jeremiah went on a time machine because this feels very 80s.
That is so cool.
That is one of the best pictures I've ever taken.
Yeah, you didn't take that one.
Oh.
Here's yours.
Oh, hey, look at that.
We're going to go back to this.
Yes. So the pylons that were removed just over 20 years ago that looked very similar to the pylons that they just installed over the past few days are back. We don't have an official day of when the walls will be removed from around there. See, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that one's not mine either. There's another one. There's a closer one. But we don't know when the walls will be removed. So that is the new fountain area at the entrance. It's just beyond the porthole to Batu that they installed too.
So this is you enter the park and then you pass Spaceship Earth and see this, or it's before Spaceship Earth?
It's before Spaceship Earth. It is the large fountain that was out there. There were there
was a fountain there? I remember they'd have the big thing where people would wait. They would do the food and wine stuff. They would have a big area for Flower and Garden. Was it something like that? Was that a fountain?
Yes, that was always a fountain right there.
There was water with that?
Well, are you thinking of the big kind of like?
I'm not being an idiot. I take that back, but I'm being serious.
Okay, honey. So
behind Spaceship Earth, there was the Fountain of Nations. That's not this.
No. This is okay. As you would enter, you would go through turnstiles, and then there would be this rectangular kind of planter that would change seasonally.
Right.
And just beyond that, but before you got to Spaceship Earth, was a round fountain, and it was kind of like rocks that would stair step, and it was not a fountain like explosion fountain. It was like gurgling water, going like over. And you would sit there. Oftentimes, we would sit there and wait for the family to join us because many times. Are you for real?
I am being dead.
Doobie, I literally sent you a picture looking at Spaceship Earth where the fountain is and everything. Shelley left. See what you did, Doobie? Shelley left.
But here's the thing: did you see the other day he shared on his Facebook that picture of Cinderella, the Cinderella sculpture where you have the crown, when you look at it from a certain angle, and he was like, wow, this is new to me. I know I have stopped so many times there with him and shown him that Cinderella sculpture and that crown. In fact, my cousin's wife, she came in and she said, oh, I remember when you showed this to us when we came to visit you guys in Florida. And she was like, wow, this is so exciting. So yeah, no, she has no memory. It's there.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, we're spending too long on this.
It's just to be on the large stony looking
It has literally been there since Epcot opened in '82. That fountain has.
They took those away.
It hasn't changed.
Click on that.
Well, I mean, it changed, but like the size and shape of it didn't really change.
Yeah.
I have no memory of that. None.
Can you put up the picture you're talking about?
Thank you.
I will find a better. No, don't. I'll find a better picture for you.
I can grab 12 pictures of the fountain just before it closed if you want.
I'll do it right now while Doobie moves you guys on to another topic. I'll stay in touch and do this.
If you go on Twitter, there's a great account that has some aerial photos that aren't released by everybody, but it does give you the idea of what the fountain is.
At this point, I'm still in disbelief on this fountain, but I'm awaiting proof. So we'll move on. We will move on.
Hand in hand.
All right, Jeremiah, are you familiar with Monorail Mark X?
No.
Well, there you go. You get to read.
Well, that's your job.
I think Shelley knows.
Shelley, are you familiar with Monorail Mark X?
I am.
What did you talk about this one?
So in the new Monorail book that is coming out, there is, towards the end of the book, a hint about a new monorail experience that's coming to the Play Pavilion called the Monorail Mark X. And they're also kind of calling it the Wedway People Mover.
That's not the Mark X?
Mark X. I could Mark X. 10. Okay. It's fun. But it's the same.
So
I.
This is
Shelley isn't Roman.
This is apparently the attraction poster for it, right?
Yes.
Apparently.
For the Play Pavilion, and we know nothing other than...
It's coming, and it was said that it was to be in 2021, but I guess with all of the things going on, we'll see what happens.
The Play Pavilion is still moving forward pretty, like there were people working on it. And yes, I knew that much, Doobie.
All right, so Rebekah's showing me this picture, and not only do I not recognize the fountain, but where did that child come from?
It's Gideon's first trip.
Right, that helps. That helps.
There you go. That's it. So we would have been wheeling the stroller, and then there would have been the fountain. There you go.
Okay, I'm not completely ignoring you guys. I'm trying to find a photo now.
But no, Jeremiah, someone's got a question for you. This is completely off the wall, but I feel you are in a great
Just read it to me.
How do you mount position the camera you use on walkthroughs through the park? She's a new viewer, Janet. She wants to know the magic that you use.
The magic that I use is the Osmo Stabilizer 3, which we had the 2 for a little while, and I would do it, and then it would drop, much like it did the other day on me. But the 3 has been nonstop since we started using it. It's been since the park's open, so a month and a half or so.
Those are really great. If you're somebody who enjoys doing video, any kind of videography. When we were first starting Laughing Place, I dreamed of having a Steadicam type scenario for Laughing Place, but they were, more than our annual budget back in the day.
And annual income.
And now, and now, you can get a decent one for $300. I know a decent one is $300. I'm sure they have, you can scale up to more elaborate, especially with cell phones being so light. It doesn't take the same level of like weights and balances and everything to keep it stable. But I will tell you, if you're going on vacation and you want to use one of these Steadicams, practice using the stabilizer at home before you go, because it isn't immediately intuitive. There is a process of learning how to use it and getting the most out of it before you go. But the nice thing is a lot of them have kind of a built-in battery as well, so you can end up extending the lifetime of your own device, along with it powering the stabilizer. And the stabilizers have been permitted in parks. We haven't had any trouble. They don't want things that extend.
And
but the stabilizers, tend to be just about 18 inches or so long, so they don't extend.
What company is this again, Jeremiah?
Osimo. We need some definitely support for them.
Osimo, if you're out there watching this, we use your products. We have no
to reduce our budget.
Yeah, no qualms whatsoever about exchanging.
Okay, everybody stop what we're doing. I just sent Doobie 2 pictures that are very clear of the fountain before the walls went up.
There it is. Okay.
I so remember this fountain. I don't know who that idiot was a few minutes ago.
It's very funny the way your brain works sometimes. You just
lack thereof.
You just totally drop out. You're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just to know, is it more of a small lake overflowing? I think that's the better. See, I'm thinking fountain.
It's not.
Just show the photo.
It's not a lake. There's no standing water in that way.
You got to talk German.
There was a beautiful little sign that said all proceeds go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation out there.
I don't remember this. Never mind.
Have there been any rumors out there about the future of the Primeval World spot? I know that we don't often talk about rumors, so I don't necessarily want to put them out there. I just wondered if there were any out there, because I can't think of hearing anything. So I don't think we have any. Because Luke is asking, and I don't think we have an answer for that one, because I haven't heard a rumble yet.
No, there hasn't been anything. I mean, the one thing that I would love to see, going back to the old concept art of Animal Kingdom, was the excavator, the wooden roller coaster. Mm-hmm. That would be great to put in there. I mean, they don't need another roller coaster in the park, but that would be a great place to put, and maybe they could work on what?
I would like to see something far more young oriented, something that little ones can ride with everybody. That's got a very broad appeal, because that's one of the challenges that I've always found with visiting Animal Kingdom as a family, is that there's a lot of height requirement restrictions, and so it can get really challenging on the height circumstance within the family.
We have breaking news.
There was a fountain.
Here it is. So Disneyland 155, my friend who sees things the way I do, it's pretty much just a small lake overflowing, not a real. Because you couldn't put a real fountain there, because with the wind vortex created by Spaceship Earth, everyone gets soaked.
But you see how it looks really bare in these photos, and that's because those pylons used to be there, and they
literally right where that is.
And now they're back, and so it's much more.
I can see what they did there.
Yeah.
When did you guys first go to Animal Kingdom? Was it 98-ish?
I think it's 98. Yeah.
Yeah. 98.
So the rumor that I would love to see them put in there is like a place where they started working and started digging up dinosaur bones, and maybe they could call it like Dinosaur Jubilee 2021.
That'd be fun.
That's what it opened with.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, that's what they do. So whoever asked, this is what I carry around.
And that
is
thing is
it.
cool. And so when it's on and he's moving his hand all around, it'll keep locked. See how the camera stays really steady no matter what he's doing. The camera stays steady. It's really neat.
Very helpful during Food and Wine.
And like I say, the thing that I could only dream of way back in the day. And I had interned at a television studio, and so I knew the joys of the actual Steadicam option.
It's amazing. It's easy to forget how effective it is when it died the other day, and so he had to finish the stream without it. It's such a huge difference.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we're having a nice stabilizer discussion right now with someone with similar experience. Yes, that was the 3. So.
Yeah, the 2, which is massive. I mean, this is all I have to take into the park right now. With the 2, you had to take in this long holder. Like when Mike C would go into Disneyland with it, I would see him pull it out of his bag and have to unfold it and all hook it up. This I can put in a backpack, just toss it in really quick. It's much easier.
Yeah.
Yes, we are known for staying on point and having no side conversations.
Always 100%. But back to Disney.
Laser focus.
Disney Springs. What? Sorry?
But the parks aren't breaking any news, so we got to do something.
Disney Springs is?
Yeah.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
What is this? What are we looking at here, Jeremiah? I don't quite get it.
So the Lego store in Disney Springs, over the past couple of years, has actually been changing out the Lego displays that they have outside. Ray and Chewbacca had been out there. Shelley, I keep getting that in Legoland confused. But Ray and Chewbacca had been out there side by side, but they added in a Kylo, the Red Stormtrooper, First Order Trooper, Imperial Trooper. I have his box somewhere. Phasma, and then on the other side, hey, there they are. Olaf with the sisters, and they look amazing. The only bad thing about it is they have the display out there next to the Toy Story display and the Maleficent that's been out there for a few years, and just the colors are so much brighter between the two.
Of course, right.
But they are very cute.
Were you the one who tweeted the adorable people will wait for blocks or lining up for blocks or something using the word blocks in the tweet when these appeared? Was it your tweet? Oh, okay. Someone on the LP team was like, people will be lining up for blocks.
Oh, I get it. It's like a double meaning.
Yeah, like Lego. Okay. Like somebody's having a little too much fun with the Twitter today.
Can somebody take Tony's Twitter away?
Just take Tony away in general. We'll be fine.
I like him.
So, all right. And then finally on Disney World, that doesn't mean this is our last thing. After this, we're going to get back to some more Muppet talk. But finally on Disney World, we've got some merchandise we want to talk about. So we won't spend a whole lot of time on this. But Jeremiah, can you talk about
Jeremiah, no, you should ask Shelley about the ornaments.
Was she there?
No, she doesn't know anything about them. She hasn't seen them except for the article.
Tell us all about
the article.
Figment.
All right. Shelley, tell us how great Figment is.
He's always great.
Yeah, see?
Jeremiah, tell us about the ornaments.
Jeremiah can tell us about the ornaments.
So there have been many different hand-painted ear ornaments over the years. And the funny thing is, one of the ones that I was like, oh, this is amazing, was a Haunted Mansion one that I just found out is the third release of the exact same ornament. Yeah, they added in It's a Small World, and the clock face actually rotates. The Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. They have a Soarin', which is pretty cute. The Seas with Nemo and Friends, which is one of those ones I just paused and went, really? A Seas with Nemo and Friends? That's amazing.
Somebody's gonna want that one.
And then a few minutes later, he saw it again, and he's like, "Wow, look, it's the season Nemo again."
Yeah. The castle one lights up. They have a test track one, and then they have a Radiator Springs Racers. Because we have both those here, and they have a switch, and the headlights and taillights turn on for those.
Wow.
Does the test track one only work sometimes?
Yeah, it was flickery. Yes. One of my favorites was the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin one. Actually, you could spin it.
Oh, that's
cute.
That is cute.
Yeah, so some of them are new, like the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I believe the Imagination Institute one was new. But again, I've seen a different version of the Big Thunder a few years ago. This one seemed like a new. The Haunted Mansion one, I could have sworn was brand new, but my roommate brought out the last time, and he's like, it's the same.
I always love that when you're like, wow, look at this exciting thing I just spotted, never before seen this, because I bought it 2 years ago. Here it is.
I feel like with these ear hat ornaments, they've been really popular and they've gotten so much more detailed over the years. And I like this series because it also has the signatures of the artists on the underneath. I'd never noticed that before.
That's a nice
Do you recall, Jeremiah, the price range? Is it,
I believe it was $29.99.
Well, less than $1,000. Awesome.
Yeah, I know, it's nice.
And then let's see, 30% off.
Yes, I would probably guess as of yesterday, the annual pass holder discount that was active that ended on Saturday, where every annual pass holder will gain 30% off all merchandise, is over. So instead of everybody getting 30% off of everything, they put out 30% discounts on specific lines of merchandise. That was the summer line of merchandise. And then they did that. They did the neon line, which was very popular.
The Patreon line?
I'm sorry? Yeah, the Americana line is the other one. And then the rainbow line, everything is 30% off.
Okay.
Let's see. And then a couple of new lines of merchandise. We've got Hercules line because, why not?
Yes.
This is huge.
Hercules is such an underrated movie.
It was. And those, I walked in and I only saw don't mind as I point to it. I saw the Hades one and I really thought it was cute. But the Muses one down in the corner is really cute.
I like
absolutely my favorite.
I'm liking that color black jacket. That looks nice with the Hercules logo on one side and then Herc space on the other.
That is big face.
And on the back, it has Pegasus and Hercules.
Oh, okay. Now I'm totally
so cute.
Yeah. I love Pegasus.
And then some up merchandise. You took some pictures of not too long ago.
The Loungefly Kevin is adorable.
Is
it Loungefly? It looks like Loungefly.
Yes, it is.
It's adorable.
The only two absolutely new things were the Loungefly Kevin and the sweatshirt with the little hood. Some of the other shirts had appeared and disappeared. They do have new up ears that I have not been able to find in my travels that everybody says is even cuter than those that had little balloon type balls in the bows.
Have you seen these? As a complete aside, have you seen the Tower of Terror ears? No, wrong.
No.
Have you seen the People Mover ears?
I've not seen either of those. Okay. Tomorrow I am going to try to swing by, that'll come in handy tomorrow. Swing by World of Disney because I know that there's some Halloween merchandise out and I'm going to see if I can find the People Mover or the Tower of Terror ears. I believe the Tower of Terror ears are Loungefly or one of the more expensive ear.
Am I the only person picturing a big log tower of dogs right now when he says Tower of Terriers?
Yes.
Maybe learn on that one.
Say it again.
No, sorry.
Say Tower of Terrors again.
Tower of Terror ears.
Yeah, Tower of Terriers. A bunch of dogs. All right, just me.
Wait, okay, so do you guys know by chance the interior of the Kevin Up Loungefly purse?
I did not look inside. I'm sorry. Tomorrow I will take a picture and send it to you.
Can I just beg as somebody who doesn't live at the parks, Share that when you can, because Shop Disney doesn't tend to be reliable with letting you see what's on the inside, and so many of those Loungefly purses, they have really fun stuff on the inside too. So I always ask. I only own one, I think, Loungefly so far, but that's always my first question is what's on the inside.
And then finally, we have some Tower of Terror merchandise, not yours, but Tower of Terror merchandise. Just giving a comment to someone who's asked a question in the chat. Let's see. I got a few of the items here. I don't know if these are ones you consider your favorites, but you can talk about it in general while I show off some of the merch.
That is a great blurry picture. I was not aware that it was going to be blurry. That I do like that. It's especially the back.
Yeah, I like the front enough to include it, despite the fact that it's blurry. So.
Hey, sometimes it happens.
Oh yeah, I've put up blurry pictures many times. I love this one, Minnie Mouse. You can check in, but you can't check out.
That feels like a Roach ad.
It is.
Roach's chicken.
Here's a mouse.
So that's what I'm saying. It feels a bit. I don't know.
I love this water bottle so much.
So I really wanted it to be like the old vacuum tube thing, like with a shirt or something in it. But thank you, Doobie. But I walk up and it is just a water bottle, but it doesn't have a flip top or anything. You have to unscrew the top, so it's a large mouth top bottle.
So when I saw this picture, Jeremiah, before I read the description below it, I thought it was a shirt in a tube. I did not know it was a water bottle. So
see,
yeah,
that'd have been fun though to sell it that way with a shirt inside. That'd have been fun, like a twofer, water bottle and a shirt. Instead of a cap and a shirt. They used to do, the cap and shirt combo. I think people more often or not nowadays are like water bottle and a shirt. Caps aren't quite as common as they used to be.
All right. So if you were with us yesterday, I can't believe I didn't get a snapshot to include right here. Silly me. If you were with us yesterday, you would have seen the one, the only Jim Hill joining us and talking about the history of Muppet Vision. Who am I joining us? Jim Hill talking about the history of Muppet Vision, while we all just sat there and
enjoyed
it all in.
We did. We were all leading in.
For yesterday's episode, it was incredible. I couldn't recommend more that you go back and watch it. It is just really, really good on the history of the Muppet Vision, the Muppets in general, the greatness of Jim and his ability to tell a story.
You discover what softies Shelley and Jeremiah are.
They both cried.
It was so sweet. They're both totally good. The whole it's just nuts.
So and that was great. What we did not do too much of is a lot of what we normally do on Dig a Little Deeper and just talk about some of our own personal favorites and wishes and such things. So
wait, we have to talk about wishes now?
We're going to talk about wishes. So we knew we didn't have too much Disney Park news today. We thought we'd set aside some time to do a little bit more Muppet talk. So who wants to talk first, Rebekah? Or me? Okay. So I think one thing we did do was talk about our favorite part of the show. Can we just real quick go through that again, Jeremiah?
I love the cannon blast from the Swedish Chef at the end.
And making sure that everybody joins in on that visual gag.
Yes, people turn around and look at things. It's not always just in front of you.
Do you turn around with purpose to make sure everyone sees you're doing something?
Go on, like.
How about you, Shelley?
I love my girl, Miss Piggy, and her big waterfront scene.
That's always fun when she's just there and then
off she goes.
And the bubbles and then off she goes.
The butterflies. Yeah, I love that.
Bex?
I don't know. Yesterday I didn't end up answering this.
You had 24 hours to answer.
I know, and I was like, wow, I'm glad I didn't answer because I don't know. I have to think even more. But I think for me it's when Waldo bouncing over people's heads.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why.
Wow.
I find it ridiculous, and I love to see who ducks. I sit back and I like to watch and see.
I like when people grab at the bubbles. Do they still have bubbles? I don't even know.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Piece, I think we'll have Jim Hill back for something else. He knows a few things. My favorite part is actually in the pre-show. The pre-show is superior to the attraction, by the way. Just throwing that out there. But my favorite part of the pre-show is "Welcome to my park. How you doing?" When they introduce
That's good too.
Mickey Mouse. That is, I can remember seeing that for the first time back in 1997. I died. It was one of the funniest moments of my life.
One other thing I really enjoy about that is when kids try and show their parents that there's fireworks happening in the theater, and you can tell the parents like, just look at me. And then finally the parent will look up and be like, oh wait, there is actually something up there.
That's like Nemo.
Yeah, when Nemo would swim around in the theater, and you would look and there would be no Nemo, and you thought people were crazy. Yeah, it took me a long time to convince him Nemo was actually swimming around before the show at Animal Kingdom.
Hi, Shelley.
So can I play the part of Jim Hill for a little bit?
Go for it.
I got stuff from an Imagineer friend all about Muppets.
Oh, good. Share. Very nice.
Yes, one of my friends who helped actually program the show back in the 91 worked on it. He was telling me that Shelley's going.
That's all right.
So the animatronics that are in the show were actually not programmed by Imagineers. They were the first animatronics not to be programmed by Imagineers. They're actually programmed by Muppeteers.
Oh.
Richard Hunt, Steve Whitmire, and Dave Goles. They were the three that helped animate and actually program all the Muppets in the show. That's why they move much more like they are Muppets, less like they are Mr. Lincoln.
Animatronic representations of Muppets.
Yes. He gave me a bunch, but
that's really cool. Are we gonna have to do like a part 2 where you can like share more of these, or you got to?
It would not be a Muppet thing if we didn't have multiple parts to it.
I can wait on most of these. I think one of the coolest ones that he did tell me was apparently the pre-show was not the first pre-show. Yeah, as Doobie was talking about the pre-show. The current pre-show is not the first pre-show. The first one was the video of Rolf the dog, which was the pre-show for Here Comes the Muppets.
Really?
And then the current pre-show was held up, go figure, by the Disney Muppets lawsuit.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, was this planned or just by default? So it sounds like by default.
One of the things that I ended up doing after Jim had talked about the gazebo was I actually went and found some stills of the backlot for the Something Wicked This Way Comes filming to see the gazebo from in the movie, in this location in the movie, and then I don't want to say prove, because it's not that I doubt Jim's take on it. It was just but it's fun it was fun to actually see it myself, to see the same gazebo in an eerie way, because Something Wicked has this kind of foreboding nature to it, and I don't get that kind of foreboding anytime I've ever seen it, at the end of Muppet.
And it's not the most prominent thing in the world. Go ahead.
Foreboding?
Foreboding, I know. Big word, foreboding.
Yeah, come on. The animation pre-show, the cartoon, Back to Neverland. Foreboding? Foreboding?
So
you're too long ago. I don't remember anymore.
You are a huge Muppet fan. Am I right, Jeremiah?
Yes.
I have to admit, I don't get the Muppets. I just don't get it. What am I missing?
Did you guys watch the third Muppets Now? I watched that today. It is hilarious. Like, it makes... Hi, Gideon. The first two, like, I had a couple of laughs. Mostly the Kermit Scooter stuff in the first one. The lifestyle was kind of entertaining. The Swedish Chef part in both the first two just drug it down. This one has Statler and Waldorf show up. The Swedish Chef segment, I actually laughed through most of it because it's not the Swedish Chef through it all. It's more of the turkey and the special guest. And then they have Lifestyle and Pepe's big game show, which I really did laugh.
Well, honestly, Doobie hasn't. Yeah. I've been the Muppet fan in the family. Like,
it's not just Muppets now.
Yeah.
I just don't get the appeal.
He hasn't.
Of the Muppets.
He didn't enjoy the show back in the 70s. He didn't have an affinity for the movies. I know.
I like the flesh.
It was one of those weird things. When we saw, I forget which one we saw. He's like, yeah, I don't get this. So he kind of is semi there whenever we're talking about them. But when I was looking at the stuff for the Muppet Vision, a while back when some of those pictures popped up that we shared yesterday of the actual behind the scenes with the puppeteer.
I've never seen those. Yeah.
Those popped up on Facebook about a year and a half or 2 years ago. It was about 25, I think, of them. But I was taken aback by how large the figures were in the finale. I'd always kind of thought of the
drummers and everybody. The Mary Blair figures.
I thought of them as tinier. And so then to see images like this, where it's clearly this, the same size as Kermit and Fozzie and whatnot. I was very, very surprised because of the scale of that scene. I had not ever thought that they were that large.
Yeah, it took a lot of time, a lot of space to do. It looks like.
Yeah, that was amazing to me.
And those are some great pictures if you can seek them out. If you can see here.
Yeah, I'm going to go find those.
They're posted in numerous like Jim Henson Facebook groups and various like Muppet historical groups on Facebook.
Oh, so I want to. You can see it back there.
Wait, go back to that picture. So that picture is when they're starting the scene and they're marching. So I'm guessing that as they're going, one of those Muppeteers is moving the feet. So you can kind of see them marching because you'll see some small movement in that area.
That's so cool.
That is cool. So we talked about a lot of the Muppet things around, not just Muppet Vision, but Muppet Mobile Labs, Pizza Rizzo, other Muppet things. What is your favorite Muppet thing in the parks, Jeremiah?
My favorite Muppet thing in the parks is actually not in the parks. It's on the cruise line. The Midship Detective. Like I don't remember which ship it's on and which ship it's not on, but I had been on the ship that it wasn't on. So the first chance when I was on the ship that it was, like, that was one of the things that I had to do as soon as I had any free time. And it's really fun. Anybody who's not been on the cruise line, I mean, the three of us know that, especially when you're doing the different midship detectives and stuff, you have to run all over that ship. But at least with the Muppets one, it's a little bit more, when you get there, it's a little bit more interactive than some of the other ones where it's like, there's a picture. Oh, okay.
I like to tell people to use it as a way to discover and explore the ship. Take a time when you want to look at the ship and do that coupled with exploration of the ship. So don't necessarily have this be I'm going from point A to point B on my Midship Detective. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explore the ship today, and I'm going to use this as kind of a bit of my spine for it, and kind of dip in and out of it as you're going around, because it can take you quite a bit of time to go from the various points that are represented in your journey for the midship to follow up on the clues. And so if you give yourself a chance to kind of actually see what you're looking at as you go along, you'll end up seeing the ship without kind of repeating yourself, as it were.
Yeah, that's usually, I'm not getting off at NASA, I'm going to play on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the great things about it is there's several different it's like a choose your own adventure, right? It's not always exactly the same thing. So you can play it more than once, and you may end up on a different version of the quest than you did the other time that you've taken it. So
the other one, just for people who are interested in the Midship Detective Agency, there's a Muppet version, and then there's also a Fab 5 or just classic Disney. Am I correct?
Oh no, you brought it up.
I've never played Midship Detective Agency. I just am not a fan of it.
No,
But I thought you played all of them.
I have, but the one I remember had to do with Dalmatian puppies.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
So you were for Dalmatian puppies, but I was trying to remember who I guess it was the villains, right? Who's responsible? Who you're trying to track down?
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like The one on in Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom.
And this one has a lot. The Muppets has a lot more humor, and they seem to have more. This one, the way that they've developed some of the props that are a part of this Midship Detective adventure, you may see them and it may draw you to do the Midship Detective because you'll see it and you'll be like, oh, hey, what's that? Let me go check this out. Whereas the other one was much more subtle. And so as far as the way it was incorporated into the ship design, so I like, because this one, like, there's an entire door.
Yeah, Pepe's stateroom.
And so you'll walk by that door and you'll be like, okay, what is this? And then when you ask, you learn, oh, there's this Muppet adventure that you can take part in. And it's free. It's not an additional fee. You'll go to the registration desk and you'll
not even to the registration desk anymore. Now it's just that little, you just walk up to the desk that's off to the side.
Sorry. Yeah. The Midship Detective desk.
Yes.
And you'll get your card and you get your paper and then you just use that card. It's your number and you'll take that with you throughout it until you're done. And it's lots of fun.
So what would you say, Rebekah, is your favorite Muppet incarnation in the parks?
Oh no, it was
you would agree with him?
Yeah, for me it was the Muppet Midship because it has other than the Muppet, I like Muppet Vision. I just think that I think it's just pacing. It's a bit slow now. It's long. We don't tend to have experiences that are that long anymore. It kind of there's moments where I'm like, okay, this is, it drags and then it picks back up. But yeah, so for me, the Midship Detective Agency is really great. But let's think about it. I didn't see the Muppet Labs, so I can't. I never got to see Bunsen. It wouldn't appear. I tried a few times, and he didn't appear at the times when I was there. What are some of the other? I was trying to think. What are some of the other ones? Pizza Rizzo's. I was expecting more dynamic decor when it came. I thought we'd have a bit more. Okay, so we went to Frizzle's Chicken Place in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and they have dozens of animatronic chickens all around you as you dine. I love this place. Let me just say. So the food was really tasty. The servers it was like Southern hospitality, and then you're surrounded by chickens. And every quarter hour or so, they serenade you. So they'll do like a rendition of the theme of Star Wars, or they'll sing. Did they do YMCA at some point? I feel like, but it's just but there's like chickens everywhere, and then they've given the chickens funny names based upon celebrities. So Hen Solo, or
didn't they have
Kim Kardashian? I think they even
Jim Henson or Henson.
Yeah, they played off of some other stuff too. I want to say they played off the word chick at some point too.
Oh, Oprah Henfrey.
Yeah, Ted Nugget. That was the one I was remembering. There were other chicken puns, but yeah. And so it's just really, and the puppets are gorgeous, and the animatronics, it's very basic, but it's way fun. And so I was kind of hoping that there would be that kind of element to the Rizzo arrival, the pizzeria. And there isn't, and I was kind of disappointed.
No, I mean, other than the wedding room up in the second floor, everything's pretty basic. Like it, and I think that may have been because this was going on when the last Muppet show, was it Muppets Tonight was the last ABC one that they cut off after the first year.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact timing of it, but it feels like memory says this is when it felt like the Muppets were about to like really woohoo, and then it all disappeared again.
Yeah.
Like, nope, change your mind.
Yeah, just like Jim said, it's totally Disney not knowing what to do. And sadly, they haven't gone, okay, let's bring Frank Oz in. Let's let somebody who knows what's going on, who knows the Muppets, take over the Muppets. I feel like it's still Disney going, no, this is what we need to do. I mean, it's kind of the exact opposite of when Disney bought Star Wars. No, and that's another one. The Regal Eagle. There's no animatronic, but that one, I feel like that one skews more to the classy side. Like Regal Eagle, because it's the American adventure. We don't need an animatronic in there. Like, sure, we have Frozen in Norway, but we don't need Sam the Eagle insulting.
Well, didn't you kind of wonder if we wouldn't see a migration of the great moments in history?
I hope that. Well, I mean, just before it was Christmas time, they brought back that show, and that one had been closed for a year. So, maybe that is a good sign. I know every time I was there, it would always have a crowd out there. I mean, that's kind of a normal sized crowd out there.
Right.
And the shows were hilarious.
It was a brilliant. You know what? I take it back. I think that would have to be my favorite. That little show to stumble on and enjoy. It was the perfect balance of what the Muppets are: the appeal of adults, the appeal to children, and sometimes you may or may not learn something, but you're definitely going to laugh and definitely discover that we are. What is it they say? Gideon, help me out. Help your mom out. What is it? We are revolting. That's it.
Yes.
We are revolting. Yes.
So one of the funny stories about great moments in Muppet history, the person, it was a Disney person who wrote the show and also wrote the song and everything. And I don't remember what I had the chance to interview her for and meet her. But the person who was kind of the go-between knew that I'm a huge Muppets fan. And instead of going, this is so-and-so, and she's done this, it was, this is who wrote the Muppets out there. And I just like, can I hug you? And totally because yes, that is a perfect show. I just like Midship Detective because it really is that's something on the ship that is so unique and enjoyable, and it helps keep you off NASA.
What about you, Doobie?
So Doobie, what was your favorite? I like these things. Muppet Mobile. Only saw it once, and I think more before the tech than anything. But it was an amazing experience. I don't know how they do this. I'm sure everyone knows how they do this. I have no idea how they do this, and it's just really cool. And I'm a big fan. But also, great moments in history, but just the American parts would come into a pretty close second. That is a pretty perfect show of that type. Just kind of come out and see it, not sit down for a half hour and wait for it, come and go. That's pretty perfect.
So if you could, I know what I would pitch. If you could pitch something, if there was some sort of hey, you're a Disney theme park goer, we're polling people to see what they would like to see the Muppets doing. What kind of attractions are you interested in? What would you throw out there? What would you be like? Well, I wish the Muppets would.
I would sadly go back to the Great Muppet Movie Ride. I would love to see a full. I felt bad last night where when Jim started, I'm like, no, because Jim Hill can talk, as we saw, for multiple hours, and I know his story about Great Muppet Movie Ride. And if we would have let him go, we would have loved it, but we would have been there for 3 hours.
It's amazing his depth of knowledge.
Yeah. And that is, they don't need to do a Great Muppet Movie Ride, but something, a dark ride or anything with the Muppets, I think would be amazing.
That's where I am too. I would love to, and it's because of the movie posters that they've added over the years to the Muppet Vision attraction, seeing some of those Muppety spoofs of Disney properties, and now that Disney's catalog is so much bigger, it really is one of those things where I would love to have kind of Disney's take on, Muppets take on Star Wars, Muppets take on Marvel, Muppets take on Pirates, all these beloved awesome. Disney, even like High School Musical. You could even you could even make some of the other Disney properties that maybe aren't quite as relevant right now in some ways. You could kind of pop them back up because you're getting to a time frame where those are a bit nostalgic.
Camp Rock.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Have some Camp Rock fun. That'd be fun.
Magic Camp.
No, that just happened. Camp Rock is a few decades ago. Come on.
So I have an answer for this one.
What?
So I don't love the Muppets as much as you guys, so I don't think they need an entire ride, but this would make me so happy. Take the Living Characters initiative, like the Muppets Mobile Lab, for Statler and Waldorf, put them on a bench on Hollywood Boulevard and let them make fun of guests as they walk by. I think that would be incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, I have an idea of what this is.
Come here.
Go ahead, Gideon. This is our son, Gideon, by the way.
So,
hi, Gideon. Nice to meet you.
It's in the worst spot. Muppet Vision 3D is in the worst spot it could be. Right next to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. In between Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Star Tours. One ride that isn't necessarily the most popular thing in the middle between two of the most popular movie franchises. One of the most popular movie franchises ever. One ride, not that popular, separating the two. But they could fix this. Replace Muppet Vision 3D with a Muppets-themed takeoff of Star Wars. A 3D movie, but with a twist. They don't have the rights to Star Wars because they're the Muppets, and they don't know how to get the rights to Star Wars because Star Wars is all popular. So they have to rip Star Wars off. So the Muppets rips off Star Wars next to Star Wars Land.
That would be
because they know that their show is not very popular, and they really need people to come. And because Star Wars Land is right there, just they have to do something.
Yep.
And
they've already somewhat done it with the Muppet Show. They've already got
Pigs in space.
Not quite Star Wars, and yet it is.
That's a good idea, Gideon.
Thank you, Gideon.
Right. Forever.
Right.
Tell Gideon on YouTube, the Muppets did a Pigs in Space. Like they were going to try to bring that back as a YouTube show a couple of months ago. They did a Pigs in Space.
Very cool.
Actually, you just let him know.
Yeah, he's right here. Cool.
Hi.
Luke thinks you should put him on Main Street.
Oh, show you. That's a good idea. I think Main Street, perhaps the Muppets aren't classy enough for that. But Hollywood Boulevard, it would be a good idea.
Yeah.
It would be.
There you go.
You may have to put them high. I mean, put them
what if you had them in a car so they could be part of? You know how the Hollywood performers would come with that car?
Yeah.
And they would, so you could kind of have the real and the
that would be
and
good
the
too.
grumpy old men. In fact, if they heckled the live stream, it was kind of in between them too, so you could insult the crowd a little bit, but also just kind of insult your own.
Have some people.
That would be cool.
Just the idea of Disney insulting the crowd. You could sit there all day just to see the people who aren't quite happy with the joke.
I would hate that.
Have a great time.
I don't even at SeaWorld when they had the mime.
When
they had the mime before the show, I would wait until and what was really bad was at Disneyland, the mime realized that I was not a fan. Yeah, and so we became friends because he knew that I didn't appreciate mimes. And so, yeah, it was not a good thing. But yeah, I used to go to SeaWorld and I would wait until the mime was leaving the stage before I would go get seated in the theater because
a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
Very, very good. Very good, Jeremiah.
Well, did he? Oh, I like mimes. I like clowns. I don't get the So any okay, never mind. Now I'm scared.
That one.
This one?
Food.
So we thought it appropriate. We were talking about frizzled chicken earlier. And
if we're about to talk about Chuck E. Cheese, I'm leaving.
No, this is what they do with the animatronics once they've
End of life.
End of life.
Yeah,
is,
after they've sung to you for a while.
Chicken and waffles. My wife made me show that.
So yummy. That place, I love that place so much.
It's time for mime jokes. Mind your own business.
I think we've covered all the Disney World news, right?
Yes.
And Parks news, there wasn't a whole lot going on this week.
I love the interaction. Statler and Waldorf making fun of me would be awesome. I love interacting with the riders.
Oh yeah, this is another thing where it's not I like my entertainment to be
over there.
I like to be entertained at a distance. You entertain me from a stage, from a screen.
From a distance.
I'm in my spot. See, right now, I'm not actually in your living room. I'm in my own home, and you're in your wherever.
Jeremiah's singing. That is a sign. So if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to us. Please make sure you like our stream. Thank you, Jeremiah, for
thank you guys.
Thank you, Shelley, who had to cut out early, but thank you very much for being a part of this
Appreciate
as well.
your time, Shelley. Thanks for squeezing us in.
Tonight, in just 2.5 hours, we have a really awesome LP movie club. I'm not just saying that, even though right this second I can't remember what it is. I do remember when I read it, I'm like, oh, that one's going to be good. Do you happen to remember, Jeremiah?
No, am I in it?
Oh, man, this is annoying. All right. Tomorrow at 7:30, this is all Pacific time. Tomorrow at 7:30, we'd like to remind you to check out Gideon and myself for our normal edition of Disney Trivia Live, Tuesdays at 7:30, again, Saturday at 7:30. Right now, I'm just trying to fill a little time because I'd like to properly promote LP Movie Club because it really was a good one.
I'm heading there.
All right. Let's see. Every day at 4 this month, we were premiering something or doing some kind of a live broadcast theme park related to celebrate Disney theme parks like this.
Jeremiah's going to be out at the theme parks again tomorrow, right?
Yes, I will be at Epcot tomorrow. I don't think I'm doing a live stream as far as that I know.
I don't believe so either. But we'll be getting some more tweets and Instagram, so be sure and follow us there too, because Laughing Place keeps you up to date, especially with our Twitter and our Instagram and our Facebook.
Did you find it, Doobie?
I did. It is going to be the LP Movie Club with The Greatest Showman. Whoa!
Okay. That was unneeded.
So be sure to tune in for that in just 2.5 hours, and we'll be back next Monday with another edition of Disney Parks Talk Live, as my son likes to say. There's Kermit. Bye, Kermit. Bye, Jeremiah. Everybody wave as we go.
Bye, guys.